So guys, we want to look at how to wrangle data, how to fix data in tabular form, given the format that we have here, where we have the data going down one column. And how we want to rearrange it is so that we have one record per row. So for example, for Barbara Foley here, we should have address 1 here going to here, and we should have address 2 going to here. And similarly, with all the other records, the macro should bring Brandy Delaney to here, and then her address 1 would be here, and then address 2 should be here. And the record list that we have here is just about 799 rows. Using a macro, one of the first things we should do is just save over the file. We're going to go File, Save a Copy, and we want to probably call it something like Test Macro. And we need to change the workbook format to Excel SM, which is a macro enabled workbook. Click Save. The next step is the type of macro we want to create would be, in this case, a relative reference macro. By default, Excel creates absolute reference macros. And we need to do a relative reference macro since we have to move the data from one place to somewhere else. Absolute references means that you don't have any movement involved with the data. So in this case, we would need to go to the view menu and just change the settings here for macros to say use relative references. We in A1 and we want to record the macros, so we go to the macros menu here from view, and we're going to record macro here. We're going to give it a short name, so be this macro is being created to do a mail merge, so we're going to call it mail underscore merge. And we want a shortcut key to use here, so we'll probably use something like R uncommon key. And we want to save the macro in the current workbook. So if we click OK, we're now in record mode, and you will see a button appearing at the bottom here next to ready, which says the macro is currently in record mode. So the first step with recording the macro is to copy the data here. We're going to right click and say copy, and then we're going to go into cell B1, right click, and we want to paste special transpose, which is this button here in the paste options menu. I'm going to click that transpose button, and then we want to delete the rows here. So we have Brandy Delaney here, and now we're going to stop our macro from recording. Now to run this macro, all what we would need to do, and this is one of the reasons I do like macros, sometimes for the automation to work you might need to hold down the key, or there would be certain steps required. The other reason I don't like macros all that much is macros destroy the undo stack in Excel. So you'd have nothing like undo. Once the macro is done, you could probably not save the file and open it up back to get the original data, but you should always have a copy of the data backup before you actually try creating a macro. So here in A2, to run the macro, we're going to hold on Control and press R, and what that will do, it will run through the macro through the full data set. So right now it's just going through each of the rows, and you have to keep your finger on Control and R the way how this is configured to run with a macro. The other techniques that we'll look at, you don't have to do that. So there are some cons to probably using a macro to do this one. So I just press escape to stop the routine because it ran through all the records, and you will see that we now have a full list with the data with the name, address 1 and address 2 in that tabular form, one record per row. So that's how we would do it, guys.